Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys are good. Hope you all are well. I know it's just been the longest minutes, but I'm back, I think. I have to apologize, and by God's grace I'm gonna stop apologizing for not being consistent, because I'm actually tired of saying it's been a long time now. Like, I was getting my act together. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, my life is like my hair. I just don't look after it, but we thank God, you know, we're growing, we're trying. It doesn't look how I wanted it to look, but that's besides the point. I'm here to talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, and just, you know, update you guys, because you guys deserve it. Because yeah, let me start rambling on and let's start this video. But if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Do that for your gay. Don't just watch in vain, don't just comment in vain, don't just like in vain. Please guys, make sure y'all subscribe. You have, for those who have been on this journey with me since, it's coming up to a year guys, since I've been on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm waffling, we'll talk about that another when it's a year. But yeah, let's get right into this video, because I've wasted enough of your time rambling on. So, okay, I know I've basically, I don't even know where to start. Where do I begin? But okay, let me begin when around last year, May, June or whatever, I had obviously recently just left uni kind of thing. And I think I'd come back to London properly now, and I think I'd been looking and applying for a job, but I was really like trying to be very career focused with my work. So I wanted to work, for those that don't know, your girl is trying to be an actress out in these streets or whatever. I really wanted to look for a job in London, something to do along acting, I don't know, cinema, film, something to do with the industry, I just wanted to be in the industry. So I'd been applying for jobs for a while, trying to get experience, just in case, because you know this world is very wicked in the sense that you can't get a job if you don't have experience, and you can't have experience without having a job. Do you know what I mean? It was one of those things. So I'd recently got into acting school as well, but that didn't start till September, so I had, you know, a few months to really make some money, get some coin, because the school that I go to, you also have to pay for it for yourself. So I was, you know, trying to be very ambitious and, you know, do my thing. July came, June came, July came, August came, September came, and there was nothing. Bim! I didn't have any job, I didn't have anything, and I just remember thinking like, this is not it. This is not what I signed up. Do you know how expensive it is to live in London, God? I was even telling God, like, you know that this world is not cheap. And yes, I'll be really like positive though. So like, because the first few months, yeah, I was really positive, saying it's okay, like, you know, family have been helping me anyway throughout summer, so it was like and friends, so it was like I was okay. Like, it wasn't eating my spirits yet, it wasn't eating my soul. So finished summer, I realized I actually didn't work and I didn't have a job, and I was thinking, wow, this is disrespectful, but okay, let's move on. And then what's this month? September came, school came, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Like, I loved it. I felt like, yep, I made the right decision in being in this acting school. Absolutely phenomenal. The people are great, teachers are great, la 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 blah blah blah. But then, as with any sort of school that is not government funded, bills were coming up. So next term's bill was coming up, and that was due in December, and it was October had passed, November had passed, and I still didn't have a job. And I was thinking, hello, Father Jesus, my bills are due in a matter of weeks. I don't have a job. And then I was even thinking, if I do get a job, I'm not going to be paid for the next month. So how does it, do you know what I mean? I can't go to my manager if I had a job and say, sorry, hi, so could you give me an advance, you know, one month's pay advance? They will look at me like I'm not a serious fellow. So I was thinking like, God, this is moving mad. So then I even started to, like, a little bit, not really and truly fully, but a little bit, I was even starting to doubt now my decisions, the things that I decided to do, whether it was right, because things weren't going right anymore. So aside the job line not going right, other things weren't going the way I wanted them to go. So even things that I wanted to do outside of working, outside of school, they weren't going right. Myself, the way I started to see myself wasn't going right. I was becoming demotivated. I was, you know, not feeling it, hence not YouTube. I just felt like all the decisions I had been making was so incorrect. So from YouTube, for everything that I'd literally, it just felt so wrong. So I had started not spiraling, but literally mentally going a bit out of control, letting myself go a bit loose. So I was eating terribly. I still am, kind of, but you know, the Lord is working on me. I was just eating recklessly, not doing things, becoming like just being a joke, honestly, just being a joke, sleeping, waking up, doing what I needed to do. So still going to school, still going to church, still going to see my friend, talking to my friends, not as much as I should speak to them. But obviously I know it wasn't really alarming for them, only because my communication skills are already terrible. So me not reaching out wasn't really problematic to them, because it just wasn't, things weren't flowing. So obviously now the deadline was coming closer and closer, and I still didn't have the money to pay for school. And I would literally, and I thank God, because in that season I think I really learned how to be very honest with God. So I'd been in the past, yeah, me and God, like my relationship with God, like, it's a relationship that I am forever grateful for, because yeah, I do the come into the, you know, Lord, you're so good and you're so thankful. I do that. I do the whole, you know, your typical Christian sort of prayer. But at sometimes, the way I come into the presence of God is like, okay, excuse me, sir, we need to have a real discussion, because hello, hi, you're not doing it for me right now. So I really did thank God for my relationship, because I got to experience a new side of God as well, in the sense of I got to experience him being my father, my provider, in a whole new dimension. Oh, and a friend, actually. I think that's the best way to say I really got to experience God as a friend, only because I was so honest with how I felt about life, him, my situation, everything. Do you know what I mean? Like I was coming to, and it was a time for me to really see who God was in that situation, because I think there's a song that does say it, you know, who sang the song? I think it was Ty Trebet. He was like, you are good, hallelujah. And then there's a bit at the end where it goes on to, it doesn't matter, oh sugar, what's the line? This is awkward. In spite of what I'm going through, you are still good. In spite of what it looks like, you are still good. Or something, oh yeah, your goodness is not based on my circumstances. Your goodness is not based on who I am. Something along those lines. I'll put it in if I can find it. And that really, in that season, that really spoke to me, because I got to understand that no matter what happens to me, no matter what is done to me, God is still fantastic. He's still amazing. He's still perfecting everything for me. Literally everything is working together for my good. I know I couldn't testify to that at that point, because I was starting to panic a little bit, but not panic. For some reason there was still peace, because even when I knew that I don't know how it's gonna work, it didn't escalate. It didn't really escalate to the point where I was now, Jesus, fix it now. I wasn't doing any of that. It was more like, okay, you know, you're God at the end of the day. I mean, if I have a father like you, how can I be worrying, kind of attitude is what I had. And I thank God, because he is God. He will make a way even at the last second. And I mean the literal last second. So at the actual last second, God came through, and he used amazing people in my life to really help me out. And I can only but pray that God will honestly, handsomely reward every single person that helped me, you know, pay for my fees, that helped me pay for to go from A to B. In terms of some days I would have to strategically check how I'm going to get to my destination. Yep, how much is that going to cost? No, I'm going to use the bus. No, I'm going to get this train. Literally, it was so hard, but it was so, I needed that. Do you know what I mean? I really actually needed it. I needed it to really humble myself for what's to come. I needed it to really show me that I'm not entitled to anything. I needed it to show me that for the things I want to do as well, even it be a character, even it be a play or a show that I may do, and the character or the storyline causes me to revert, I don't know the English, to revert back to this time in my life, I am grateful, I am thankful. Even if it's to encourage somebody as a testimony, I am grateful that I went through it, that somebody else may not go through it, or somebody else may also know what to do in that time. So I do give God praise that I did go through all of that, and it didn't end. So after even my fees were paid, through various means, I still didn't have a job. So January came, New Year's, fantastic. I was like, hallelujah, 2019, we go. 2019 came, and I thank God, you know, it was a beautiful, nicely year transition. And I remember really, I wanted 2019 to be, well, English, to be so different for me. So I never write things down. Everything is stored up in this hopolo in my brain. Everything I do is stored in my brain. So I thought, okay, 2019, if we're gonna be an amazing year, we've got to do things different. Because I think if you're gonna say this is my year, or I want to do this, or I want to see this happen, things have to be different. Hence, otherwise it would have happened last year. So I knew that for this year to be a powerful year, my mindset had to change. The things I was doing had to change. So I started to write things down, literally write things down, so that when, you know, in years to come, I can be like, oh my goodness, I wrote it in 2019, 18 or whatever, and look at what's happening now. So I was writing, I was doing essay plan, I was doing PEE paragraph, I was writing things down. I was like, God, you better be seeing as I'm writing it down. So I was writing things down, you know, praying for a very prosperous 2019. I met some amazing people in my transition of 2018 to 2019. So I just thought, this is all the right signs for me to know that, yeah, 2019 is going to be fantastic. So yeah, you know, I thank God, did New Year's in church with my brother, absolutely amazing. And then, yeah, so I was just trusting God for everything that I wrote down in terms of how I really want this year to be purpose-led. And that's where I wrote it down, but I didn't really get the power of what that meant. So January came, passed, and everything. I still didn't have a job, and at this point, I think because I was so hyped up with how much I needed 2019 to bang, because 2018 was quite difficult, it was easy for me to get upset quickly. So January had gone now, and I still didn't have a job, and I still so I start, oh, something else, it's even, I don't want to say it, but you know, we're vulnerable on this channel, we want to be honest and open. So I started also writing. Why it's so difficult for me to talk about or whatever is because I have never ever felt like I could write, because it's just a struggle for me. It's just a struggle for me to read, it's a struggle for me to write, it's a struggle for me to think out loud. Like I said, everything I've ever thought has always been in my head, in my heart. So when writing things down makes it real. So it's been such a big struggle. So I really wanted to challenge myself. So I made I said to myself last year that this year I want to have my own production, have a play about so and so and so and whatever. So obviously that a script needs to be written. So it really, like, oh my days, I've never wanted to cry. I've cried so much over it, because every time I write, I would feel like my writing is crap. This is rubbish, Lizzie. Who do you think you are? You're not trained. You know, there's serious writers out there. You don't belong amongst them. And I think this is where I'm going with this. I am my biggest enemy. I think if anything that I've learned the past few months is that, Lizzie, you're your own enemy, because nobody says these things but you. Nobody is saying that you're rubbish. Nobody is actually saying it. It's just you yourself who doesn't want to believe that you have the ability to do so. Because I always say, well, people always say, you know, there's things that they can do that's God-given that they didn't learn. And I don't know why I refuse to tap into that anointing of God giving me something, and that it's mine to share. I don't know, I think I need to be trained, I need to be mentored, I need to be counseled, I need to be I need to be this, and I need to have this many experience to really be able to do what I need to do. So I became my own biggest enemy. And I don't know if you guys, I remember your parents say this, but you are doing yourself. Like when you do stuff and they say you are just doing yourself, literally that became me. I was doing myself, in the sense that nobody's telling me. If anything, everybody's encouragement is A1. Like people didn't know, they will send me encouragement and I would just ignore it, saying, oh, they don't know, if only they knew that I was this, or if only they knew that I'm still this, or if only they knew I can't do this, they would say something different. And that's just me talking to myself. Obviously the enemy infiltrating his voice and trying to get me down, but no honey, we ain't going down. And yeah, so I just became really like the biggest critic of my own destiny. And with the acting thing as well, I just felt so inadequate. Like I wouldn't want to talk about it. It was like, it became embarrassing for me to say that, oh yeah, you know, I'm trying to be an actress, because I think, you know, in our not community, well, in my community, a bit of my generation, it's not like a thing. If anything, it's a thing in terms of a hobby, but when you say to somebody this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, some people just look at you like you're actually, are you joking, are you serious? And not that I'd been getting that recently, but even I would do it to myself. So when I say to myself, oh yeah, let me try and apply to this or apply to that, I'd be like, my inner thoughts would be, oh seriously, like you, kind of thing. And that kept happening. So then when I went on other people to try and seek help in terms of how to do better auditions, do better self-tapes, do better this and that, I would look at their quality and how good they are and just think, Liz Bates, when you get on the camera and you do your own self-tape, it's a scary situation. Like my self-tapes were just going so awfully, they were going so bad, and I just thought, oh my days, what have I signed myself up to? And because I don't have audition experience, the way some people were like, you know, I've been auditioning for 5 years. Huh? What? I said, excuse me? 6, 5? I feel like I've only just started auditioning last year. Like what? And I just felt so rubbish. Like I just felt like I'm more experienced, I'm not on the level of all these great actors. So I stopped writing. I just thought I was crap. Even in school, I wouldn't participate as much. I would let anybody take the lead. At church, I would take a back seat. I wouldn't really say much. If you want to know what's going on, I will tell you the basic. I wouldn't go into it. And I recently had that where God literally just said hello, hi. Okay, he didn't say hello, hi, but he just reminded me that I'm still on the right path, that I'm still doing what is right, and that things happen in his time and not my time, and things are not always going to be as easy as they seem. As I'm not really a planner, but at the same time I do like knowing how things go from A to B. I like to know, do you know what I mean, where the destination is going. Fair enough, I don't know what can happen to me on the destination, but I like to at least know where I'm going. But with God, it was like, no, I'm taking that all away, in the sense that we are doing bit by bit. We're doing bit by bit, and things will happen. As long as you stop allowing voices to dictate and tell you this and that, then you'll be actually okay. Because I think the thing is, I was running, you know, I can probably say I'm still running. I was running from what it is I've been called to do, what it is I want to do, what it is, because I just think I'm not good enough, or I just think that I'm not enough to do it. And I'm, you know, confessing right now that I know I am enough. And hopefully when I do feel a bit low or whatever, I can revert back to this video in the sense that I am enough, I am equipped. As long as, you know, I'm walking with Christ and he's directing my path, then it shouldn't be that bad. So when adversaries do happen, it's like, no, honey, I'm stronger than what's in front of me. And you know, obviously many people don't realize they're strong until they come out of it. And many people, you know, we run away from the things that we want to do, or the things that we're called to do, because, you know, I think we hold on to all the negatives more than we do the positive. But I'm here to challenge you and myself that let's not look at the negatives so much, and let's really glorify the positives of doing whatever it is we need to do. And I think that's what I had to remember, why I started YouTube, why I wanted to go into acting, why I wanted to work, why I wanted to do all the things. And when I sat down and wrote these things down, I realized that, oh wait, hold on, it doesn't have to go exactly in the way that I want it to go, but as long as these things are still the main focus of why I'm doing what I'm doing, then it should be okay. So I realized when it came to the job prospect, I didn't need to necessarily work in a field, because the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to feel adequate. I wanted to feel like, yeah, if someone asks me this, I can say this. But whereas it was more like, no, you want to work because you want to save, because you want to fund this and you want to fund that, and you want to meet these people and bring these people to Christ, and you want to let people connect with people. So it didn't really matter where I worked, it just mattered why I was working. It's likewise with school, it didn't really matter what we were learning, but as long as I remembered why I'm there, what I want to do, what I want to gain from it, and where I want to go. So I really want to encourage anybody, no matter what field you may be in, no matter what state of life you are in, is to remember why you're doing what you're doing. Remember where you want to go, remember where you want to be, and let that be an encouragement, let that be a motivation that it isn't the end. You clearly haven't got there, otherwise you wouldn't need all this encouragement or whatever. But because we're all still on a journey, we're all still, you know, striving for better and the best. Not that we shouldn't be happy, that's another thing. You can't, happiness shouldn't be a goal. Happiness shouldn't be something you're looking to run towards. You need to be happy right now. And as I know, like for some people that are going through a madness, it's like, Lizzie, how can you tell me to be happy? Yo, happiness isn't just smiling. It's more, if anything, it's more joy. It's the fact that even when you go through adversaries, you go through troubles and tribulations, it's that you can understand that there's more to this. It's not just going to end here. There's light at the end of the tunnel, or there's hope on the other side. That's basically why I'd been been away, but I'm back by God's almighty grace, with the help of his word and his glorious people that he surrounded me by, that I will constantly just remind myself who I am. That's update of where I've been. Yeah, but guys, please protect your mind, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Please guys, protect them, because they are so key. Honestly, especially this mental, it needs to be really protected. It needs to be guarded. It needs to be fed with good things. It needs to be it needs to release. You know, talk about things, sing about things, cry about things, you know, discuss things. Have these things where your mental state, your mental well-being isn't just something that we tweet or that we retweet or that we just say, yeah, you know, Mental Health Awareness Day. It's not just that, it's more, you know, make sure that behind the scenes as well, you're looking after your mental, your physical health as well. And that's something that I need to get a grip of, because my physical health is just chatting bears. But we thank God, because we're gonna do better 2019. By God's grace, when I do my 2019-2020, we look different and we look better. We feel healthier, we feel better about ourselves. And yes, thank you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, again, you guys are the real MVPs. Make sure you guys like, you comment, you subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys have been up to. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic year so far. Can't wait to see you in my next video. Peace, love and hope.